Ho, ho, ho. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Bariatrics and Tips. I am Michelle Geeson. I am feeling the Christmas spirit today, so hence the attire. I thought it would make things feel a little bit more like Christmas. It is snowing outside where I am here in West Michigan, so I am definitely feeling the Christmas spirit. But welcome to Bariatrics and Tips. Thanks, Melissa. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's a really great, wholesome, healthy breakfast option, my spinach protein frittata. It's a great way to ring in the holidays, very comforting and savory and full of cheese and protein and all the things that you like. So I can't wait to show it to you. You know, one thing we all have in common is that we have all had bariatric surgery or we're gearing up to have bariatric surgery, but if none of those fit your category, that's okay. You are still in the right place. This website, my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, and this live Facebook recipe demonstration is for anyone who's trying to strive for overall health and wellness, whether you're trying to combat diabetes, live life after bariatric surgery, or just doing the right thing for yourself and your body. You are definitely in the right place, and I'm so glad that you're here. So welcome, okay? You know, just because we're given this tool and just because we're really cognizant of wanting to be healthy doesn't mean that we have to be deprived of eating well. Food is a huge part of our lives, whether we like it or not, and we have to learn how to coexist with it. It is the foreground of religious holidays, family gatherings, social events, work, potlucks. We have work potlucks all the time. There's just no escaping it. So you've got to find ways to live large, cook and eat small, and find flavor in everything that you do. My biggest thing is I don't want to feel deprived of anything. Deprived is something that if I hear or if I feel deprived, if I feel like I've lost control, those behaviors can definitely send me on a downward spiral. And so my biggest thing is to find ways to eat well and not feel deprived, because the minute you feel deprived, that's when it all goes to you know where. So don't want it to go there. So remove the word deprived from your vocabulary, because there's no reason you should ever have to feel that way, okay? Life before or after bariatric surgery or diabetes or anything isn't meant to be spent wishing that we could have this or that, okay? We can have fun with food, we can experiment, we can have a grand old time in the grocery store and in the kitchen, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. You know, the kitchen and the grocery store, those are my adventures, okay? They are main attractions on my bariatric and wellness journey. And so I have to figure out ways to embrace it, and I have, because it's empowering to make a dish that either my family loves time and time again, or to try something new and have them like it just the same. It is a great time for us to come together and all eat responsibly and all eat healthy, okay? So that is one of the secrets to my success in my gastric bypass journey. I've lost 130 pounds. I've kept it off for more than 5 years. I had surgery 6 years ago. I've worked hard. The journey has not been easy. It is not a quick fix, but the only thing that I can share with you is insight. I don't have any regrets, but I have insight. I'm just like you. I'm only human. I make my own share of mistakes, but now I find ways to combat that. I find ways to see those behaviors and nip them in the bud before they get out of control. And that is one of the reasons why I developed Bariatrics and Tips, is because I want to make sure that I pay it forward and give you or share with you the tools and the tricks to my success. So it's worth the time and the effort, you guys. It's worth it because I know that I'm worth it, and I know that you're worth it too, okay? So lots of exciting things for the end of the 2021 Bariatrics and Tips Facebook Live recipe demonstration season. I dare you to say that 5 times fast. I sure couldn't. But a few more episodes left. Today we are going to do spinach frittata. I am going to show you how to make it. I actually have one cooking that should be ready in about 7 minutes. It does require a 5-minute standing time. So if I concocted and crunched my numbers perfectly, everything should work out. But there are a few tricks and tips that I want to show you in the creation of the recipe. And so I've got everything as ready as I can, and we're going to get to it. But I kind of think you need to come over here and see what I see, okay? So we're going to go on a field trip. Now remember, if this is not your first rodeo with Bariatrics and Tips Facebook Live recipe demonstration, you are going to know, number one, that I cook way better than I film. Okay, so I am going to bring the camera over here. I am not a camera person. Maybe one day when I hit it big, I can have a camera person. Okay, Melissa, you hear that? You want to be my camera person? So I'm going to bring you over here and I'm going to show you everything as I do it, and then we will be surprised with the spinach frittata. I will bring you over here now, and then I'll keep talking. So one of the things that I did today was that I forgot to charge my phone, and so I've got that plugged in too, so that should make it a little, here's my battery pack, so that should make it a little bit more fun. Okay, you're coming to see me. Hi Chantel, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it. Hopefully everybody likes my Santa hat. I like it. I've worn it pretty much all weekend. All right, putting my battery pack down, bringing you back up here because I still want to chit chat. I've got the recipe here. You are going to get the recipe today at 3 o'clock, just like you normally do. I've made some notes. I don't know if you're familiar with what a frittata is, but I wanted to make sure you knew exactly what it is and how it differs from like a traditional egg omelet. A frittata and an omelet are both basically egg-based, okay? Frittata is an Italian word. It's an Italian dish. Loosely translated, frittata means fried, but we're not frying this. We are baking this in the oven. You know, it also is it's similar to a crustless quiche. Quiche and this frittata are made both with a pie plate. An omelet is traditionally all your fillings folded into the center of the omelet, and an omelet only serves one person traditionally. I mean, you make it for one person, unless you make this like monster omelet and then you cut it and serve it to everybody. But traditionally an omelet is made for one person. The fillings are folded into the center, whereas a frittata is baked in a pie plate. The fillings are mixed in with the eggs and traditionally served to many people as opposed to one. So there you go. There's kind of like frittata 101. I have had some posts this week that I've hopefully been able to educate those that don't know a lot about frittata. Hopefully you found some good knowledge on that. Frittatas usually contain meats and cheeses and vegetables, very similar to an omelet in that respect. And it's just really darn good. But I took it a step further today, and I actually, even though we're using eggs and egg whites, I added Gene Pro protein to this concoction, as well as some cottage cheese. Now I know there is a fine line between those that love cottage cheese and those that hate cottage cheese. You probably, if you don't want to use cottage cheese, I guess the thing I would substitute would be ricotta cheese, and you could use like a part skim. But cottage cheese has so much protein, and it's only 1/3 of a cup, okay? So if you don't necessarily like cottage cheese right out of the fridge, maybe give it a chance, because like I said, there's only 1/3 of a cup in here, and this frittata serves 8 people. The nutrition facts, I want to dazzle you with those first, okay? So I'm going to tell you them right now. There are 8 servings in this bad boy, in this pie. You are looking at 137 calories per serving. To me, that makes it an ideal breakfast, lunch, or snack. I mean, I guess, or dinner too. It's an ideal meal or it's an ideal snack. I always like to have my snacks between 100 and 150 calories, each. So this is a great protein fortified snack or meal. Okay, so 137 calories, 7.3 grams of fat, 3.5 grams of carbs, and then get this, the protein, 20.6 grams. Okay, so here we go. You're gonna love it. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to start with some olive oil in a pan, and we need to saute our onions until they are smooth, or until they are soft. I don't know why I said smooth. And I've already got that done, and they're on the stove. But then what we need to do is we need to add our frozen chopped spinach to that. And this is where I really want to show you the tricks and tips, okay? So I'm gonna bring this down a little bit, and I am going to show you the spinach. All right, there we go. So I just bought a box of frozen chopped spinach, 10 ounces. That is what the recipe calls for. So 10 ounces. There we go, 10 ounces. I thawed it in the microwave, and now I am going to show it to you, okay? Hold on. Remember, I'm not the camera person. Well, I am, but I'm not a good one. So, okay, chopped spinach in here. So you can see a lot of the chopped spinach is extremely watery, okay? And with due reason, there is a tremendous water content in spinach in general. And that is why, like, even if you took a bag of spinach, fresh spinach from the grocery store, and you cooked it down, once it wilted, you would see that it would start being this big, huge thing, and then it would end up being probably smaller than that. So the main thing that you want to do is drain this, okay? This spinach needs to be dry as the Sahara Desert. Well, not that dry, but you get my point. I'm not at all extreme, am I? So anyway, let me, this is the weirdest, okay, angle. So what I usually do is I take a bunch of paper towel. I think I have it 4-ply right now. And I am going to, the first thing I want to do is, you got to just get down and dirty. And you've got to, like, wring it out yourself. See how I'm wringing it? And that ringing that you hear is my oven. So let me go ahead real quick and just check the frittata that's in the oven. Oh my gosh, you guys, it looks amazing. Okay? I am going to take that out of the oven real quick because it does need to sit for a few minutes before I cut it, and then I'm gonna come back. And I'm very, very sorry that I had to do that, but I knew it was gonna happen. The frittata looks amazing. Okay, so I'm back. So look at all that extra water here. Can you see that? So I'm gonna drain that right off the bat. Okay, and now I'm left with this that I'm gonna put onto the paper towel. Now you wanna spread it out nice and neat because, again, the water content in the spinach is extremely deceiving, and you need to make sure, in order for this frittata to set up, you want to deprive it of as much water as you can. Okay, so this is when it gets fun. This is when you're just gonna roll it up in the paper towel and you're going to wring it out. And look at how much more water comes out. Okay, so let me drain that, and then I will show you the finished product. Okay, so now you can just throw this away when you're done. It makes it really easy. But now you've got like really good dry spinach. It's not dry, but it's really wrung out. You can tell the difference. It's not slimy. It's perfect, okay? And that is the biggest thing that I can stress to you when you are making a frittata. And actually, it carries through the same kind of concept, carries through like if you were making a cauliflower crust, because cauliflower has so much water. You want to make sure you wring all that out before you're making the cauliflower crust, or it'll be mushy. Same concept here, okay? So we've got the spinach. We've got the olive oil and the onions are on the stove. I'm gonna disconnect my battery pack, and hopefully I don't lose you. And we are gonna go to the stove. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna turn this for you. All right, so I got my onions cooked. They are soft and they look absolutely beautiful. And now I'm gonna add my spinach mixture to it. And you just need to cook it for maybe like a minute more. So I'm gonna like blaze a trail with this. And you just wanna make sure you incorporate everything. I just used a teaspoon of olive oil to cook the onions. That's all you need, just something to flavor it. Most recipes you'll see call for butter. I always substitute for olive oil just because it's a more health smart choice. And this recipe that you are going to get today at 3 o'clock reflects the olive oil in my recipe, okay? So now you can see that everything has been incorporated together. You've got your onions, you've got your spinach that has been drained, very well drained, okay? And that's really all you are going to need. What happened here? That's really all you are going to need for the stove for. You'll need the oven. You'll want to preheat your oven to 350, which I did, and it'll be fine once it gets back up to normal temperature. Okay, so you and I are coming back here. Hello. Hi, it's me again. All right. We're going to come back over here. Hi, Liz. Glad that you are here. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we heated the oil. Oh, that'll be fine. I told you, I'm not a good camera person. All right, so this is where I read my recipe. We added the onion. I cooked it for 5 minutes until it was soft. I added the spinach that was drained, and that is all ready. Now what we need to do is we need to get ready. We need to prepare the pie plate. Preparing the pie plate. All right, so let's come back over here. I have got a pie plate. All right, and you want to generously spray it with cooking spray. So let's do that. And then the first thing you're gonna do after is you're gonna add the cheese to your pie plate. You're gonna do this in layers, and then it's gonna all integrate, and it's gonna be amazing. This is a 1.5 cups of shredded cheddar, and I am using sharp cheddar because I love sharp cheddar, and chances are I'm gonna be the only one eating this, so it's not that bad of an option. All right, so make sure that's all spread out, okay? And then I'm gonna top this with my spinach and onion mixture, which I will go get right now. Here we go. So just throw that on top and make sure it's all nice and neat. Let me get the pan soaking. Not too bad. All right, so now you've got all that on there. And now what we need to do is in a medium bowl, we need to mix the rest of our ingredients. And I'm gonna go through those ingredients for you. I've got 1/3 cup of cottage cheese, low-fat cottage cheese right here. And in it, I mixed 3 scoops of Gene Pro protein, okay? 3 scoops of it. This is an optional ingredient, something that I opt to do because now I know with my 137 calories per piece, I can pretty much guarantee that I'm gonna be nice and full. And that's what I want. I want to feel satisfied and feel like I've had enough 3 bites before I'm done, okay? And that is why I add the Gene Pro. So I've got 1/3 cup of cottage cheese. It's low-fat cottage cheese. I've got 3 scoops of Gene Pro protein, and I mixed it together. It mixed super nice, okay? And then I'm going to add 4 egg whites. And if you want me to do the math for you, I will. 3 tablespoons of egg white equals 1 egg white. And I needed 4 egg whites, so 12 tablespoons, and 12 tablespoons is 3/4 of a cup. So I used 3/4 cup of egg whites. And then I'm also gonna use 2 whole eggs, okay? So I did that. And then I've gotta add my spices. We are gonna use 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. Seriously, it works. It's so delicious, okay? So I've got 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. It just gives a nice little flavor to that. And then I'm gonna use 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, but again, I'm the only one eating this, so I'm gonna use a heaping 1/4 teaspoon just because I like the heat. And then 1/8 teaspoon of salt. I'm just gonna eyeball it because I've got my salt shaker. And that is our ingredients. And then we are going to just whisk it until everything's blended. So let's do that. And then all we're gonna do is pour it over the cheese and spinach and onion mixture. And that is all the ingredients too. Really, we're gonna whisk this. We're gonna pour this into the pie pan over the spinach and the cheese. And we're gonna bake it for 30 to 35 minutes until it's set. And then you need to take it out of the oven and you need to just let it stand for 5 minutes. Then you can cut it into 8 wedges and you can serve them. Serve it with some fresh fruit, nice cup of coffee. Sounds good to me. Guess what I'm gonna be eating in just a few moments. Okay, so this is all mixed. And now we need to pour. Let us pour. I'm gonna switch this over here. Can see that okay? Yes, Melissa, you have to make it. And you're just gonna pour it. I always start in the middle and I just let it run down. And the cottage cheese, you'll see the cottage cheese kind of linger on top just because of the weight. You might need to coach it a little. Make sure that everything is covered. It looks great. And then we are gonna pop this bad boy into the oven. Hey, Missy, I'm so glad that you joined us today. All right, so now I am taking you to the oven. All right, this is going in the oven for 30 minutes. Timer set now. All right. And then here you come, back to me. I'm not a camera person, remember. All right, so that is cooking, but I'm not gonna ask you to wait 35 minutes, but I already have one made, so I'm gonna show it to you. All right, let me get it. It's looking good. Let me do a little staging. Whoops, a little dropping. All right, this is what I just took out of the oven. Ooh, doesn't that look amazing? And it's nice and set too. So let's cut this bad boy up and see what kind of trouble we can get into. I can't wait to try it. Got a spatula, I got all the tools that I need. Let me get a plate. I'm not gonna dazzle you with fine china today. I'm dazzling you with your basic white paper plate, okay? So again, 8 pieces. 8 pieces is 137 calories, 7.3 grams of fat, 3.5 grams of carbs, and 20.6 grams of protein. My kind of frittata. And just on cue, here comes the dog, because he knows I'm serving something up. Okay? I just want it to turn out perfect. And so it is. Look at that. Perfectly set up. There it is. Hold on. Bringing you back up here where it's real. Yeah. Oh is not even the word to describe it, Liz. Oh, I need a fork. Let me get a fork. Whoops. Sorry. Do you see that shake a little bit? Told you, I'm not a camera person. Aren't you excited that you get complete comic relief while you get a recipe demonstration? All right, we've got spinach frittata, and it's crustless, and it's got all the yummy protein, and now I'm gonna hack into this bad boy. Truly, you guys, one of the best things I've ever made. I don't have that overpowering nutmeg flavor. It's just enough to add a little bite. The cayenne pepper is perfect. It's not too salty. I love cottage cheese, but to those who don't, I don't even taste that textural issue that may or may not dissuade you from eating cottage cheese. This is absolutely delicious. The only thing you will need to be careful with is getting spinach stuck in your teeth, which I hope I'm not going to do on live TV. All right, so this is from me to you. You're gonna get this recipe at 3 o'clock today. I appreciate you being along for the ride. It is really quite delicious, and I hope that you make it, and I hope that you tell me when you make it, because I love to know this kind of thing. I know, I love frittata too. We've talked about this a lot, Missy, frittatas, but this one is extraordinarily special. So thank you so much for joining me. As always, Bariatrics and Tips is on all social media. So you've got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and I feel like I'm missing one. Sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't, but you know where I am. It is a pleasure to be able to provide you with these recipes and the demonstrations. I hope you all go forth in your holiday season in a healthy and happy manner. Stay well and stay safe. Next week, we've got chocolate almond protein brownies. So that's going to be a yummy, yummy way to further kick off our holiday season. I'm very excited. You may see my Santa hat again, but if you do, that's okay, because it's so cute. All right. Have a great Sunday. Thanks for joining in, and I will plan on talking to you soon, okay?